Have you ever noticed how pain is a part of life, but suffering often feels like a choice we never meant to make? We lose someone we love. We fail at something we tried so hard to achieve. Our body aches, or our heart breaks, and we think, why me? When will this end? The Buddha taught us something quietly revolutionary. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. But what does that really mean? How can we feel the sting of life without letting it destroy our peace? In this journey together, we'll explore what Buddhist wisdom teaches us about accepting pain without being trapped by suffering. Let's begin. Understanding the difference. Pain and suffering may feel like the same storm, but they come from different skies. Pain is physical, emotional, temporary. A headache, a heartbreak, the sting of loss. These arise naturally from being human. But suffering, that's what we add on top. It's the story we tell ourselves after the pain. This shouldn't have happened. Why me? It'll never get better. The Buddha taught that while pain is part of existence, suffering is born from clinging to comfort, to certainty, to identity. We suffer not just because something hurts, but because we resist the hurt, reject it, fear it, or hold on to it far longer than it stays. The first noble truth. The very first truth the Buddha shared was this: Dukkha exists. Dukkha is often translated as suffering, but it's deeper. It means life is unsatisfactory. Things fall apart. People change. Nothing lasts. This isn't a negative view, it's honest. The Buddha wasn't trying to depress us. He wanted to free us. By accepting the truth that pain will come, loss, failure, aging, death, we start to let go of our desperate attempt to make life perfect. Pain doesn't mean something has gone wrong. It means you're alive. This understanding is not defeat. It's liberation. The cause of suffering. The second noble truth answers, why do we suffer? Suffering arises from craving. We want pleasure. We want permanence. We want things to go our way. But the world doesn't bend to our desires. This craving shows up in three ways: craving for sensory pleasure, food, comfort, sex, distraction; craving for existence, wanting to be someone important, successful, safe; craving for non-existence, trying to escape pain, disappear, numb out. Pain arises, but suffering begins when we say, "This must go away right now. I can't bear this. What if we didn't run? What if we stayed?" Mindfulness as the bridge. Imagine you're in pain, physically or emotionally. Your first instinct is to escape. Scroll your phone, blame someone, distract yourself, complain. But mindfulness invites a radical shift. What if I just noticed this pain? What if I made space for it, without judgment? Mindfulness is not about fixing pain. It's about becoming intimate with it. Feel the sensation in the body. Notice the thoughts. Watch the urge to escape. Breathe. John Kabat-Zinn said, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." Mindfulness is that surfboard. It lets us experience pain without becoming it. Equanimity, the power of allowing. In Buddhist meditation, we learn the art of equanimity, calm acceptance of what is. This doesn't mean being cold or passive. It means being grounded, open-hearted, and clear, even when storms come. Equanimity says, "I see this pain. I feel it. But I will not drown in it." You're not denying your wounds. You're holding them gently, without panic. And that alone starts to ease the suffering. When we stop fighting pain, it becomes just a part of our moment, not the whole of it. In this space, healing begins. The role of compassion. Pain often isolates us. We believe no one else understands, that we are alone in our suffering. But the Buddha reminds us, all beings suffer. This is where compassion arises. When we stop obsessing over "why me?" and start recognizing that pain is universal, something softens in us. We stop taking it personally. Can you hold yourself like a mother holds a crying child? Can you whisper, "This hurts, and it's okay to hurt. I'm here with you"? Self-compassion transforms suffering into connection. We remember, we are not broken. We are simply human. Stories from the life of the Buddha. Let's look at a story. A woman named Kisa Gautami came to the Buddha, weeping. Her only child had died. She begged the Buddha to bring him back. The Buddha told her, "Bring me a mustard seed from a home that has never known death." She searched every home in the village, but each had lost someone, a parent, a sibling, a friend. At last, she returned and understood. Grief is not mine alone. It is part of life. In that moment of shared pain, her suffering began to ease. Pain stayed, but the loneliness of suffering dissolved. Detachment, not indifference. Buddhism teaches non-attachment, but many misunderstand this. To detach is not to stop feeling. It is to stop clinging. Pain will come. Love may still break your heart. But you no longer cling to the idea that things must stay the same, or that you must feel good all the time. When you release that grip, you can finally breathe. Detachment doesn't mean you stop loving. It means you love freely, without fear of loss. It means you feel pain without building a prison around it. Accepting pain with the body. Sometimes pain lives not in the mind, but in the body. Chronic illness, fatigue, physical injury. How do we accept these without falling into despair? Again, the answer is presence. Breathe into the pain. Notice when the mind adds "forever" or "unbearable." Come back to this moment. Soften around the tension. Many Buddhist monks meditate through intense discomfort, not to punish themselves, but to see clearly that the body changes, sensations move, and pain rises and falls like waves. There is freedom in that awareness. Letting go of the why. A great source of suffering is the question, "Why is this happening to me?" Buddhist wisdom gently responds, "It is happening. That is all. There may be no grand reason, but there can still be growth. There can still be peace." Letting go of the need for explanations allows us to be with life as it is, not as we think it should be. Pain can be a teacher if we stop asking why and start listening to what it's showing us. The two arrows. The Buddha taught a beautiful parable called the two arrows. When we experience pain, it's like being shot with an arrow. But then we add, "This shouldn't happen. I'm so unlucky. I hate this." That's the second arrow, the one we shoot ourselves. The first arrow is inevitable. The second is optional. When we stop firing the second arrow, suffering reduces. Living with lightness. To accept pain is not to become serious or grim. In fact, many Buddhist monks laugh easily, walk lightly, smile often. Why? Because they've stopped resisting life. They don't cling to pleasure, and they don't fear pain. They simply are. When you learn to welcome each moment, pleasant or painful, with openness, life becomes less of a struggle and more of a dance. Not easy, but simple. So how do we accept pain without suffering? We start by telling the truth. Pain is part of life. We stay present with it. We stop clinging. We soften. We breathe. We hold ourselves with compassion. And slowly, gently, we learn. Pain may visit, but it doesn't have to stay. Suffering may knock, but we don't have to let it in. The Buddha never promised a life without pain, but he showed us a path where peace is possible, even in the middle of it. May you walk that path with courage. May you meet your pain with kindness. And may you discover, deep within, that peace is always here, quietly waiting.